Have you ever found yourself saying thank you to an AI? Well, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into what I like to call the ghost in the machine. We're going to unpack the fascinating psychology behind why artificial intelligence feels so incredibly human and why we are all having these deeply emotional reactions to literal lines of code.
Seriously, think about it. It's this highly relatable, maybe even slightly embarrassing little habit so many of us have picked up lately. Millions of people are interacting with AI every single day. We use it for work, we use it to study, we ask it for advice. Some of us use it just because, well, it's kind of fun to talk to. But why the thank you? What is actually driving that polite little impulse towards a machine? You know how it goes. It usually starts super simply. You ask a quick question, it gives you a genuinely helpful answer, and right before you close the tab, you type, "Thank you." But then, maybe something a bit stranger happens. Maybe you find yourself talking to it way longer than you actually intended. You share a frustration from your day, a worry, a personal problem. And for just a split second, it really feels like someone is listening. But here's the wild part. There wasn't anyone actually there. So why on earth do these conversations feel so real?
Let's get into Section 1, the strange AI paradox, why conversations feel so real.
Okay, so if we know logically that we are talking to software, why does it hit so close to home? Well, imagine two different scenarios. In the first one, you send a text to a friend. Hours go by, no response. Maybe they're swamped at work, maybe they just forgot, or maybe they read it and have absolutely no idea what to say. Now imagine asking an AI the exact same thing. Boom, the answer arrives instantly. There is no waiting, there's no judgment, no frustration. It's just pure attention, immediately. And for a lot of people, that experience is surprisingly comforting. Not because the AI actually cares about you, but because it behaves in the exact ways we usually associate with care. And honestly, that difference is huge.
Moving right along to Section 2, our social brains looking for connection.
To really wrap our heads around this paradox, we kind of have to look in the mirror. We are intensely social creatures. Our brains literally evolved to decode and understand other people. We are constantly scanning the world for intention, for meaning, emotion, and connection. In fact, we are so incredibly good at finding human qualities that we constantly project them onto things that don't have them at all. Think about it. We name our cars. We have full conversations with our pets. We get deeply attached to fictional characters and books. Our brains are basically connection-making machines.
But here is where AI enters our psychological process in a totally unprecedented way, because unlike a movie or your pet dog, AI actually talks back. When it responds, it creates this very unusual dynamic, a real-time conversation. You ask questions, it gives answers. You explore ideas together, you hash out problems, and unlike a lot of human interactions, the AI never gets impatient with you, it doesn't get tired, it doesn't interrupt you to talk about its own day, and it never gets distracted. From your perspective, the whole interaction is just smooth, predictable, and totally available. And let me tell you, that availability has massive emotional power, because at the end of the day, one of the things we value most as human beings is simply feeling heard.
All right, time to ground ourselves a bit. Section 3, Simulation is not experience, the reality check.
Here is the absolute hard truth we have to confront right now. Feeling understood and actually being understood are not the same thing. Let that sink in for a second. AI is incredibly good at recognizing complex patterns in human language. It can generate these beautifully thoughtful responses. It can simulate empathy flawlessly. But simulation is not experience. The AI doesn't feel any actual concern for you. It has zero compassion. It is definitely not losing sleep worrying about your future after you close the app. There is a very hard, very real line between what the machine is calculating and what you are experiencing.
Yet, knowing all of that, something absolutely amazing still happens. It's like the sad movie paradox. When you sit in a theater watching a tragic movie, the characters are totally fake, the events never happen, but people still sit there and cry. The tears are real. The emotions are 100% genuine, even though the cause of them is entirely fabricated. Well, something super similar is happening with AI. A machine spits out a string of words. Those words trigger actual thoughts in your brain. Those thoughts trigger very real physical emotions. And suddenly, this exchange of data creates a genuine human experience. The tech doesn't feel a thing, but the person sitting at the keyboard absolutely does.
Which brings us to the big picture. Section 4. The impact on society, what this means for us.
As conversational AI gets sharper and sharper, these synthetic emotional experiences are only going to become more a part of our daily lives. People are already leaning on AI for learning, getting work done, and yes, even companionship.
It's not a question of if this will happen. It's happening right now. Just look at the daily realities for so many busy South Africans. Between the crazy long hours at work, intense academic stress, running a household, and the constant heavy economic pressures, life is a lot. Amidst all that relentless daily stress, sometimes people just desperately want someone or something to listen to them without adding another demand to their plate.
And that drops AI into this bizarre, completely unprecedented new space in our culture. Look, AI is not your friend. It is definitely not a licensed therapist. It is not a person. But it actively participates in conversations that feel deeply, profoundly meaningful to the person on the other end. And dealing with that reality forces us to step back and take a hard look at what true connection actually means. AI isn't creating our need for understanding. It's just plugging right into it.
So why does talking to AI feel so real? Honestly, the answer probably has a lot less to do with the machines and a whole lot more to do with us. We are emotional beings. We're always searching for understanding, for connection, and for meaning. And that, right there, might just be the most important story of the entire AI age. The defining question isn't really about what machines are becoming. The real question is, what are we becoming as we live alongside them? It's a pretty haunting thought to leave you with today. If this explainer got you thinking, please make sure to subscribe to Digital Mzansi so we can keep exploring exactly how technology is reshaping our everyday lives together. Because the biggest changes AI brings won't happen to our screens. They're going to happen to us. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.